Welcome back to what is a bumper edition of the ABR weekend preview. I say that because we've got multiple meetings this weekend across Thoroughbred and Harness for the stable. And most excitingly, Aaron, it's Gawler Cup Day.
It is. It's upon us. It's a race that, we've long, as I said, circled in the calendar, and it's a race a meeting that we look forward to each and every year. It's a beautiful day. There was rain earlier in the week. The sun's out. Couldn't ask for a better day of racing. Hopefully it continues to dry through the day, and hopefully by the second last race, which is the Cup, we've already got one winner on the program, just as a nerve settler earlier days, and we take Dual Pressure as the favourite into the Cup. Well, yeah, looking ahead, it's going to be a massive day out at Gawler, but aside from that, we've got runners at Morphettville, we've got harness action at Globe Derby on Saturday night, some really nice horses going around there, and we've got a little bit out wider in Queensland and Victoria, so a bit to get through, but we might kick it off with Gawler Cup Day today. We've got a short price favourite in the second race, Buckingham Palace. Aaron, after a very good run in town last start, looks well placed to break his maiden status today. Yeah, we've sort of struck a little bit of luck here. There's been 6 scratchings. When acceptances come out, we were barrier 14. We now have 6 scratchings come into barrier 8 of 8. Hence, he's $1.60. Looks fairly short. He got into $1.45 as short as this morning. You wouldn't be having my money at $1.45 in a maiden. But look, it does look his race. Both runs have been really good. Track back to a soft 7. And as I said, it probably plays a 6 by 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'd be disappointed if he's not winning. Yeah, well said. I think it is his race on paper, and if he can repeat what he's been dishing up, I think he'll be awfully hard to beat. Now we move on. Obviously, the highlight of the weekend will be the Gawler Cup today. 2 runners featuring Dual Pressure, as you said, heads the market as the favourite, drawn an ideal gate. Jacob Opperman aboard. And Lounge Bar Ruby as well gets the services of Stacey Metcalf, also drawn pretty well. These two, how can you compare their chances heading into the Cup today? Yeah, really strong Cup. Obviously, the scratching of Cartoon Graveyard coming out overnight sort of helps us a little bit. It was drawn a little bit tricky, but all in all, he goes in as a really live hope. Beautifully drawn from the barrier draw and cow cutter on Tuesday night in Gate 3. He deserves to probably be favourite, but look, it's a strong race. Jacob Opperman takes the ride. The horses like Air Assault, you expect to be the leader. If we're not, we'll be going forward early. So if we're not the leader, we'll be outside the leader, and really just trying to control the race and pace from there. Riding very positive off the back of a really strong win at Murray Bridge last time out when ridden on pace. His form on speed is good, so we won't be changing any plans. And but it's a strong race. They don't hand any cup out, but particularly Gawler Cups or Murray Bridge Balaclava Cups out just for the fun of it, and he's going to have to earn it today. But I think we take the best hope we have in recent years today, and obviously respect to Lounge Bar Ruby, racing really well. Think he's probably still that one run away. You'll see him hitting the line. It wouldn't surprise me to see him to sneak into a top 3 or 4. Just needs a few things to go his way from the gate to get a nice cosy run. Are you excited for the Cup race, Aaron? What would it mean for the stable if you got to take home the local Cup? Excited right now, but come at 6:24 when they make their way to the track, I don't think anyone will want to be standing near me. There'll be a fair bit of, as Ned says, shoe tapping, but there'll be a few nerves closer to. I don't typically get nervous in some of these, but it's a race that we want to go one better than last year. And to round off the day, we've got Belize. Looks a good chance in the last race. I'm sure after the Cup, this will just be a bit of a nerve settler. This will be easy to handle after that. I think if we can tackle the Cup and get through that, Belize should be a piece of cake, shouldn't it? I don't know about that, but $6 the field says about enough. There's half the 6 runners under double figures, so look, pretty wide open race. It'll come down to who gets the best run in transit. She's racing extremely well, gets a lovely gate, barrier 4. Just needs equal amount of luck in running, but if the Gawler Cup's in hand, Belize will just be the cherry on top. The cherry on top. Yeah, the team has got a strong hand, Gawler Cup Day, and really, really looking forward to hopefully seeing plenty of owners trackside on what you said is going to be an outstanding day at Gawler. Do we want to move on to Morphettville tomorrow? Stick with the Thoroughbreds before we jump into some harness action? Sounds good. Just the one runner there. High Garden? Yeah, High Garden goes around in the benchmark 64, 1600. Jason Holder to ride, drawn barrier 9. Look, we'll probably leave the decision till morning time tomorrow. I think there's rain expected tonight post the Cup and into early as the morning. Probably wouldn't run on it like a 7 or 8. Her best form's on top of the ground. Track currently rated a good 4. She gets a nice race here. She's certainly an each way play, but don't be surprised if the rain comes overnight or early morning that she doesn't stay at home. But we'll make that call early hours of tomorrow.
As we move into the harness action, we'll stay local. Big night at Globe Derby on Saturday night. We've got 2 representatives in the listed Golden Nursery. We've got 1 Millie and Open the Gates. Impressive last start winner 1 Millie goes around again and takes on the stablemate Open the Gates with Bernadette Page aboard.
Yeah, 1 Millie, beautifully drawn, gate 4. Couldn't ask for a better draw for her. She'll balance up early. Probably she does work her way forward. If she finds the front, she'll be very hard to beat. Into $1.30.
Cheapers.
There was $2.25 bet on early markets, which I think was a little bit of your money, Nathan, but she's been well supported. Look, very, very smart filly. You've seen last Saturday night, she won impressively in her heat, 26-9 last quarter. You don't see many horses, if at all, 2-year-old fillies doing that around Globe and on debut. So look, she's only got to run anywhere near that, and she'll be winning Saturday night, and then she'll be off to Melbourne on Monday morning.
And I quote Peter Bain when I say this. I asked him about our chances in the Golden Nursery, and he said we might just Quinella the race for the fun of it. Open the Gates.
Well, let's hope we do the same in the Gawler Cup today. But Open the Gates, look, probably shorter than she needs to be, $4.50. She probably drifts closer to start time. Really think respect to He's So Royal in the race is the hardest, is hardest to beat for 1 Millie. If you line the two up, 1 million Open the Gates, there's probably half the length of the straight between them. So it surprised me to see her at $4.50, so close in the market. But we're just respecting the form.
And a harness stable favourite, a horse that has been absolutely airborne since arriving. Dream a Little Dream goes around as well in race 5, the following race.
Yeah, look, she's drawn a little bit tricky outside the second row. She's been $2.40 out to $3.20. Backed in is Rockabilly Ringo, who was the other heat winner of this race. Look, this is a $20,000 race. I do like the 22.30 though for her. I think she'll be able to driven with one run. Some chance she gets a good card up on Hasty Bids back. If that's the case, she can certainly win. She's won 6 of 7 and probably unlucky not to be 7 from 7 in Australia. So hard to fault winning form.
Where would you like to head next, Captain? We can go to Albion Park with the 2 representatives, the ultra-consistent I'm a Queen Bee and Sweet Mia. Yeah,
we can quickly touch on them. Very interesting, this race. In the same race, Sweet Mia, $2 favourite. I'm a Queen Bee, $3.20. So looks a race that we might be able to Quinella there too. So
well, Pete McMullen sticks on I'm a Queen Bee, but these 2 have been chopping and changing with their drivers.
Yeah, you never know what's going on there, but that's all right. But both, we should be winning that race with one of the 2.
Very, very good. And then we move on. One runner at Melton. He's a punk rocker on Saturday night.
Yeah, he's a very smart individual. Drawn outside the front. 2-horse race on betting. Pick Up Elvis, drawn inside him. Got really good form out of the Aaron Dunn camp, who does an excellent job with his horses. That horse has won 6 from 8. So, coming off the back of the run at Menangle last time out, he's a punk rocker. I'd be happy to be the $2.25 over the $1.60 the favourite, and hopefully he comes out on top. He's a high quality horse. He's just had a few niggles. And
going back just a week, touch on the success over last week, and obviously we had Shady Thinker and 1 Millie and plenty of representation on the harness side. Obviously a very good week for the stable last week.
Yeah, really good, but on both fronts. It was a nice sort of, even go back to Utah we spoke briefly on the Wednesday when he ran second, but then, for Shady Thinker to come out and do what he did first up, really exciting preparation ahead for him. Mrs. Penny Cracker Sunday, just the strapper, I question his attire to rock up to a race day. That's
apologies.
That was a disgrace. But look, it was good to see her in the winner's frame, and just hopefully we can continue it into the week. We had trials yesterday, which a few returning and the like for Grand Syndicates, which we just trying to sort of build momentum through this time of year, and got the nice ones at the track, and hopefully we can get a result today and tomorrow night with the harness as well. And a bit of a milestone we touched on last week, approaching 100 winners. We hit that with Mrs. Pennycracker, Mindery Hallidan on Sunday. Across the weekend, who is Aaron Bain and Ned Taylor's 101st winner going to be, Aaron? Well, we hope it's Buckingham Palace, and then we hope 102 is Dual Pressure. So it's just a shame, though, back to that our 100th winner, when you put the photo on the frames, got you dressed like you dressed from the op shop in the winning photo. But anyway, we'll move on. So hopefully we can win the Gawler Cup today to print that one instead. Mindery Hallidan is not exactly a royal ascot. It wasn't top hat and tails, Aaron. Anything else outside of that we need to touch on? We got King Edward potentially running at Clare on Sunday. And then I think across the weekend we might see the return of Lizzie Shelby. Anything outside of that we need to touch on? Yeah, King Edward goes to Clare Sunday, trying to break through, win his maiden. First time out to 1,800. Looks a lovely race for him. I think he should be winning that. I know he was beaten, but he had a pretty torrid run last time out. I'd expect him to start close to favourite, if not. And then Lizzie Shelby returns Monday. She will be very short. Very, very good. That wraps up
the runners for this weekend. Plenty to look forward to on what should be a very exciting Gawler Cup day. And if we can bring that cup home, I hope we are celebrating accordingly, because the scenes last week when Shady Thinker won were absolutely outstanding. And personally, I was extremely grateful to be a part of it. The ownership group that showed up for him and the ownership groups I expect to see today at Gawler, I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully we can see some similar scenes.
Yeah, I think it's just worth mentioning before we close. You know, we had a little owners function last night for the owners of Dual Pressure and Langesborough Ruby, 45 attending the Kingsford Hotel. We had people from Perth that have flown in from Perth, Alice Springs, and then driven over from Warragul. So from all corners in the central of Australia. You know, if that's anything to go by, there'll be a fair turnout on course today, and hopefully we can do them proud.
Yeah, terrific night out and what should be a good day. But yeah, we'll touch base again next week when we do a weekend preview, and hopefully it's with the Gawler Cup sitting in front of ourselves. But wishing all the owners the very best this weekend across all codes. Really looking forward to it, Aaron.
Yeah, good luck all. We'll talk soon.